As we continue here on R&R in the morning, we're joined by San Antonio FC goalkeeper Jordan Farr. Jordan, would you ever take, like, say, your midfielder and let him play goalie for a game?
It'd be a tough ask, I think.
Well, yeah. Could you go and play, midfield?
A little past history about me. I actually didn't switch over to being a goalkeeper until my senior year of high school. I had the knowledge of what the position was like, but I always wanted to play on the field. I just was fooling myself because I really was just a tall, lanky guy trying to play in the midfield. Could score plenty of headers, but was struggling to get, quicker, And so I was like, I looked at myself in the mirror and said, I think I might make a better goalie. So I'd like to think I can go play in the midfield at like the college level, but definitely not at this level. The talent's way too high.
Well, Jordan, I got to ask you, man, because being a goalkeeper, it's kind of like being a field goal kicker or something, right? I mean, all the pressure's on you, and you're being my gosh, you set the single season record with 15 shutouts. I got to ask you, do you have a mind reading ability? The reason I ask that, you don't know where that guy's going to kick that ball.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's the goal. That's the big question, isn't it? Because things, especially at this level, are coming at you quite quickly. And I like how the comparison between a kicker and us, it sometimes can feel like that, where you get one chance and, it's at the end of the game and you just make or break, it's either all on you as a failure or all on you as success. And so and as far as the mind reading goes, I think it's more just anticipation and experience kind of teaching you what to expect in certain situations. But I coach kids as well. And so when I tell them kind of just little the ins and outs of goalkeeping, is a lot of it. Every single situation is a brand new situation. And so at the end of the day, there's, you just give it your best try. But I will say there was a PK this year against San Diego where I did feel like I was in the guy's head and I just guessed the right way. And it definitely could have been construed as mind reading for sure.
San Antonio FC goalkeeper Jordan Farr joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star. They shut out Oakland in the Western Conference Semifinals on Friday night. They've got the Colorado Springs Switchbacks on Sunday night out at Toyota Field in the conference finals. Jordan, I got to tell you, Friday night we had a high school football broadcast over at Hero Stadium, and you guys were playing in front of a sold-out crowd. When the crowd is that packed, and I was at a high school game, so I wasn't there, but I've been there before when, you got the drums and the chants and all that. For the position players in the field, and forgive me because I don't have the greatest soccer knowledge, to be honest, but you look at the other guys on the field, they're running around doing their thing. You're back there. And when if the ball's on the other end of the field, do you get caught up at all with the chants and what's going on in the stands literally 10 feet behind you?
I love that question because it's one that needs to be addressed. And I think if you go to the stadium on, let's say this Sunday when we have our conference final, you'll kind of see for yourself that I pick and choose my times to interact with the fans because at the end of the day, my dream was to play professional soccer, and we're here and we're doing it, and in front of a stadium, in a stadium and in front of fans like that, you got to take some moments to really soak it in. And it's only like, for instance, last Friday we had scored our first goal, got to celebrate kind of and look around and a lot of let's goes and and whatnot, but then I didn't really get to interact fully with the fans until that second goal went in, that kind of insurance goal, and then the third goal happened as well. And then I finally got to kind of look around, really get hyped, really get into it. I think I high-fived a couple people because they're so close to the field. And then so there's moments, but you got to pick and choose. As a goalkeeper, it's really important to focus and stay mentally in the game at all times. But at the same time, there are some appropriate moments to take mental breaks where you kind of break out of it and be like, okay, look at where we're at, take it in, and then zone back in. But some people can do that, some people can't, and then there's some games where I should do that, and there's some games where I can't. So yeah, it's an amazing atmosphere and one that you need to take in as a player.
You know what I love, Jordan, just talking to you is the excitement in your voice, and you just sound like you're having a great time. You're out there, you're playing professional soccer, you're having a good time, your team is successful. Now, when your team scores a goal, obviously it's on the other side of the the pitch, the field, right? So
That's right, the pitch.
The pitch. Okay. So do you run up? Do you get to celebrate with those guys after they score a goal?
I have done that twice this year. One was because a guy on our team who doesn't get a lot of playing time. He's a bit younger, and he's kind of coming up through the ranks, and he actually scored a goal against Monterey, and I sprinted forward and celebrated with him. And then another one was with my roommate, Justin Dillon. There's moments again where you go and celebrate. I've actually done 2 knee slides this year, but it wasn't with the team. They were on the other side of the pitch, and I was just doing it on my side with all the fans that were there. And so, you celebrate them in a different way. I like to do backflips every once in a while, just kind of showing the people that I still got it athletically. Some games I don't touch the ball because the defense is so good, and so I kind of let them know and expel some energy throughout the game. But no, I love celebrating, and I miss celebrating goals, and so I get to do that in kind of a new way here at Toyota Field.
Jordan, you're from Oregon, right?
That's right.
You why does soccer have so many names that are different than what we would call like pitch, or the uniform is a kit? I mean, there's so many nuances. Like when you're talking to somebody like us, we admit though, like don't you hate when you're talking to a guy that pretends like they're big soccer aficionados and you realize they don't know crap? But I mean, you guys have all these code words where you know if they're a real fan or not, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's European influence, it's English influence. We didn't invent the game like baseball, for instance, or football. And well, I mean, there you go. There's one right there, football. It's like that's our special thing. We call it soccer. So the U.S. has taken a little bit of its own, with the sport. But it is funny to talk to fans who are like, you could tell they're new fans, which, again, as a soccer player, you want the game to grow in the country, so you don't want to ever deter people. But there are some like people where you're like, you just watched one game of like English Premier League soccer and you're running with it. Pitch, the 18, like you're saying all sorts of things. But it's fantastic. I think it's quite funny, especially when I speak with my English friends that play the game. And it's they laugh at some of our phrases that we have for the game as well. And so everyone kind of does their own thing, and that's kind of the beautiful thing about the sport is that there's so many different cultural impacts on the game, and everyone's playing it. That everyone kind of says it their own way. And so for me and you, we can say things kind of how we want to, and we'll figure it out. And so there's no worries. And I like how you guys are honest. I think honesty is important, but no, it's definitely an English European influence.
So Jordan, in all fairness, as we visit with Jordan Farr, the goalkeeper for San Antonio FC, I've gone to a handful of games out there at Toyota Field over the last couple of years, try to get to 1 or 2 a year. And, soccer, it's either really exciting or it's not, right? But I've been with those supporter groups where they're singing the chants, they're banging on the drum, and they're drinking a lot of beer. And I realize those guys, they actually don't watch a lot of the game, right? They, if the ball's getting close, they're into it. But the rest of the time, they're just having a party out there in the stands.
That is brilliant. And so we have a supporter group called the Crocketeers, 210 Alliance.
I'm an official Crocketeer. I have a scarf and everything.
You're joking.
No. Seriously, they gave me a scarf and made me an official.
So I guess anybody can get in that league. You don't know what the hell you're talking about over there.
Dude, I've never worn this. I don't understand why you wear a scarf to a soccer game in July in San Antonio, but there we are.
But that's another nuance of the game that's like beautiful and like it's like a cultural thing because in Europe it's obviously a lot colder during their season. They actually don't play in the summer. Every league in the world outside of us, and maybe the women's league for sure, and then there's a couple other leagues that play in the summer. So like people will have their scarves, but it's mostly just a sign of representation, really, and it's like your badge of honor. And obviously in Europe it's a lot colder, or maybe in England and in places like this where they're playing during the winter time, it makes a lot more sense. But yeah, like for me, the atmosphere is unbelievable at most soccer matches. And like you said with the Crocketeers, they're chanting, banging on drums, like they're right at the Michelob Ultra spot, and like they're able to get beers whenever they want. and it's a very fun, energetic time. And I will say, after watching Thursday night football the last couple of weeks, soccer and football, I feel like, are getting a little closer.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You're exactly right.
That's unfortunate. That's a great analogy,
that is
too.
a great analogy.
The problem is bad football turns out to be pretty good soccer, right?
Dang it, no. But that's the beautiful thing, too, about the way I think our team plays is that it's very much we take a lot of heart in defending, which is beautiful. And so, like, even defending, the crowd gets crazy. Like, if you make a block, you make a save, if a guy puts their body on the line, they love it. And then we are also high-octane, fast-paced offense. We don't like to keep a whole lot of possession, which a lot of teams in our conference like to do, which is not good or bad or whatever, but we just like to go forward as fast as possible. We have big boys up top, and so we try to get them the ball ASAP. And so I think the way we play is actually quite fun to watch. It's very involving with the crowd. The players aren't shy to get people involved. And yeah, it's definitely, it can be boring though at times. I've been a part of some 0-0 matches myself where in the goal where I'm like, oh God, people paid to see this, like but no, and that's when
and we appreciate that honesty, Jordan.
Well, exactly right. But Jordan, you just taught me so it's not 0-0, is it? It's 0-0. What's the proper terminology?
No, 0-0. That's a European influence, which is like, okay, yeah, you can use that, but again, I think honesty is our tagline for the conversation this morning. And it's honestly, I just say 0-0 because that's my kind of my American roots.
Dude, I say that, I say 0-0, and people that know soccer roll their eyes at me. And it's
but it's three of them. So
and then they put their little pinky up in the air and say, "Oh, you said it wrong."
Yeah.
No, that's I love it. But like that to me is soccer snobs is what you can call them.
Another new term.
Dude,
You're just a soccer snob.
Hey, Jordan, we got to go have a beer, dude.
I know. Hey,
I want to hang out with you.
I don't know if my newborn baby will like that too much. We can maybe sneak away at some point.
Congrats on the newborn. How old is the kiddo?
Thank you. She just turned 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
2.5 weeks. So yeah, it's moving fast.
All right,
moving really fast. She was born on October 11th.
Wow, congratulations, man. So you've got a game Sunday night, and when is after you guys beat the Colorado Springs Switchbacks?
That's right.
Ooh, I feel bad for the announcers who have to say that throughout the entire broadcast, by the way.
It's a long breath name, isn't it?
How after you guys win that game, I'm going to go 4-0. When is the championship game?
It is the Sunday after. I'm not good with math right now. It's the morning, but it's sometime. It's November 12th or so.
Yeah, it was just saying.
So where will that be?
Will it be here or will it be somewhere else?
Well, if we win 4-0, like you said, which I think is a wonderful prediction, it will be here. We came in first of the entire league, which is the first time our franchise has done that. We were having a franchise goal record-setting year, but no, we were first in all of the league, and that's nationally. And so we get to host all of the playoffs. God willing that we win everything. So it will be in San Antonio.
Well, Jordan, that's all up to you, pal. I mean, the pressure's all on you, buddy.
I get it. That's normal,
Yeah, but now you got a 2-week-old at the house, man, and you got to make sure you get the proper rest.
Get some sleep.
I think you need to talk to mom there and say, you know what, for the good of the team, I got to go drinking with Joe and Jason. I'm going to get a place at the hotel so I could sleep in and get ready for the game.
It's so important. That's so good. And I got to shout out my wife, too. She's been outstanding. Like, she has literally, not the beer part, we'll talk about that one, but she's been so good about, letting me sleep. And she's been an absolute rock star with supporting us. And Evie, my daughter's name is Evie. She's already been to 2 games.
And we're nice.
2-0.
Dude, that is awesome.
Well, I hope she's going on Sunday.
That's all. She will be. I mean, we need her right now at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I got to tell you, man, as a girl dad, I've got a daughter who's now 24.
Yeah.
Joe has 5
girls
daughters. And your wife's being a rock star now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's serious, right? Joe's, and your wife's being a rock star now. Just a little advice for you, man, because she's taking everything now. Don't get used to it. And don't tell her when the baby cries in the middle of the night, there's nothing you can do to help. She's not really looking for you. I can tell you from experience, that is an awful thing to say to your wife at this time of the childhood, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I found myself sleeping in the car last night, and I may have said that same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural thing because the baby's not looking for yours, right? There's, but telling your wife that is the wrong answer.
No, and that's it. It's all about positivity in the Farr household right now. We're staying positive. She's been so good, and I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are going to win 4-0. And you're going to score a goal. I don't know how, but that's the prediction.
Let's go. I'm down. I think I get a bonus for that.
All right. Oh, really?
Nice.
Well, I mean, you're running out of time to cash that bonus in. Every time you've got an opportunity, I think you need to kick it trying to score a goal on the other side. I mean, forget the plays and whatever the coach might be telling you to run. Just try to score every time.
Oh, gosh. I think my legs are about worn out from trying to get 100 yards, but we're going to give it another go.
Dude, just pitch your shutout on Sunday. That's all we want you to do.
I'm greedy, man. I want a shutout and a goal.
That's all right. I'll take the shutout, Jordan.
Be greedy.
Yeah.
We want it all.
Hey, good luck to you guys. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Jordan Farr, the goalkeeper for San Antonio FC.